Hi, this is Steve Beshka from Office365Mon.com, and in today's video I wanted to share with you some of the reporting features that are in Office 365 Monitor. We've added a bunch of new reports recently. If you go to the Premium Features page, you'll see your list of reporting features. Clicking on that on the Explorer button will bring you here to the reporting page. If you click on Basic Reports, you can see our report gallery. We have 5 basic reports now, and we're just going to do a quick run through in each one and show you some of the features that you can use in the charting engine itself. Outages will show you your recent outages in your tenant. So you'll be able to see all of those outages that are organized by the different resource that's been monitored, the outage time, and the error code that we got back that let us know that there was an error. So you can see all of the different resources that were monitored and the outage times for each one of those as well. If you want to do further analysis on these, it's actually pretty easy to just copy whatever you want. Just go in here and say copy, and then you can open up Excel and paste it directly into Excel, and it just treats it like a CSV file. If you look at the health checks, that shows you the health checks that we've done over the roughly last previous 30 minutes or so, and you'll see the status of each of those requests as long as the time that it took for us to contact that resource. So you see the resource over here on the left-hand side. We'll go ahead back here, the monthly health checks. That gives you an indication of how many health checks we submitted for each of these resources for that particular month. Back here again, the average response time. What that's going to show you is the average response time of those resources that we monitored for you broken down by month. If you hover over each one, then you can see how long on average it took us to connect with each one of those resources that we were monitoring for you during that month. In addition, one thing that you may notice up here is a little help icon. If you click on that in any one of these reports, you'll get a little help dialog that you see here that explains exactly what kind of data is in the report that you're looking at. If we go over here to the, actually let's go back to basic reports and look at the overall service responsiveness. What this gives you is just a snapshot of what the overall average response time was that we saw for all of our Office365Mon.com customers up to this point. And so if you hover over each one, you can see how long on average it takes us to connect to a SharePoint site for one of our Office 365 Mon customers, and how long it takes us to connect to an Exchange site. If we go into the advanced reports, we'll take a look at the recent outages, and this gives you an idea of what outages have occurred in your tenant over this time. Some of the things worth pointing out here as you're looking at this data, if it, a lot of this data may write over the top of each other just because of the data points in it. If you want to break it down to just a specific data point, you can click on an item in the legend, and that will remove it from the chart, so that can let you focus in on the specific resource that you're interested in, and then you can always just click on it again to add it back in. If we go back here to outages by reason, that will give you a chart of the reasons that an outage was, or we tracked an outage for a particular resource we were monitoring. The other thing that's nice with the pie charts is if you hover over a particular slice of the pie, it will give you the percentage of that data point represents in the pie chart. So here 2921 is the raw number, which is it was unavailable because of an unauthorized response, which would typically occur if there was some issue with the resource being able to authenticate via Azure Active Directory. And so we see that unauthorized was the cause of an outage 18.6% of the time out of all the outages that we have. Go back here, average response time. This is probably one of the most popular reports because it gives you a nice overlay of the average response time of the resources that we're monitoring for you, as well as the overall average response times for all Office 365 Mon customers. Again, one of the ways in which this data is pretty valuable can be if you want to say, for example, hey, I just want to see my SharePoint site, how it relates to everyone else. If we go back up here, and we can remove the average Exchange customer, and then we can remove the Exchange mailbox that we're monitoring as well. And now we see just the overall average for all SharePoint sites that Office 365 Mon is monitoring, as well as your specific SharePoint site. And so you can see how your response times compare to the averages overall of all Office 365 Mon customers. Another thing that we recently added to the reports is this export to PDF button. So if we go ahead and click on that, then that will go ahead and prepare a PDF button. We'll see it's available here. We can say open, and then we'll get a PDF export of that chart that we just created. So that gives you the opportunity, if you want to use that as part of a report to send to someone else, you can capture that PDF quite easily and send it off that way. Going back to the advanced reports, the monthly availability, this gives you your availability time for each of these resources broken down by month. The monthly downtime is sort of the converse of that. That shows you the amount of time in seconds that a particular resource was down in a given month. This is kind of an interesting case here. You'll see that this particular site had a really big spike in downtime in April 2015, and that's actually when there was a 2-hour outage, as it turned out, on that particular resource, and we were able to use this outage data to go ahead and open a request with Office 365 support to get a partial refund back for our fees for that month, because with this big outage they didn't meet their minimum service level agreement that they have for all customers. And then finally, outages by resource. So again, when you're looking at all of your outages that you have for the resources that we're monitoring, here's how they all break down. Again, if you hover over any one, for example, this particular SharePoint site, we see that the outages for it represent 18.54% of all the outages that all of our monitored resources have encountered over the previous time that we've been monitoring those resources. That's pretty much a wrap of the reporting. I hope you find this useful. If there are other things that you would like to see from a reporting perspective, please feel free to email us at support@office365mon.com. Thanks a lot.